Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored by Spiegel Law PC, 516-873-1683, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, I&D Glot Market, and Reister's Bakery. Here are your hosts, David and Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Dan and Norm. It's good to see you.
Beautiful day today.
Wow, so I was busy putting the show together before, and all of a sudden I start hearing, this humming sound, loud vibrations, blah, blah, blah.
Welcome to gardeners.
And lo and behold, it's the gardeners, we're in, so I'm getting like all angry, I can't go, I can't work, I can't whatever. Go outside only to find out that they're my gardeners who are making all the noise. So I'm like, welcome, it's.
And for me, there was my neighbor on Sunday. Sunday. And it went on forever because they're cleaning up from the whole fall and winter. So they're there for an hour. Oh, it was annoying as hell.
Yeah, this is welcome to suburbia. We could talk about
some people see the first robin of spring. We get the first leaf blowers
exactly.
of the spring.
And as much as we complain about it, we'll complain about it next year and the year after because this is what they do. And, whatever. So let's start off quick with some local sports news. The West Hempstead boys basketball team, they lost in a 80-70 game against Floral Park, and this was for the Nassau Class A Championship. And so they're out of the playoffs, basically. I mean, that's what it comes down to. But they had a really great season. They had a great run, and give a shout out to Coach Rubin, Isaiah Blunt, and the entire team for, way to go.
Yep.
So, so this story is, I'm not going to make too much of it, but I think we cover like a quarter mile of turf. And in that quarter mile of turf, you basically have a baseball field that's on the corner of Hempstead Avenue and Chestnut. And for the longest time, it's not in great condition. So, of course, our roving reporter, social activist, Joe Verone, sent you and I a picture after a rain, and the thing's all flooded up. Right. And I've heard other complaints as well about it. We've seen it over the years. So I sent the picture over to Dan Rehman, the school superintendent. I said, what's going on? And he got back to me right away, and he said, it's scheduled to be, groomed and
that's what they do. They have a tractor. They drive around there. They rake it up and they smooth it out, and until the next rain, and then it's flooded again.
So here's the issue, because I took a closer look today because I have nothing else to do. The grading is off, meaning that the infield dirt is lower than the grass.
Right.
So when it rains in that ball field, it just even it's been sunny for a couple of days. There's still a lake around there. So I think they have to do something with the grading to make sure that the infield is higher than the grass so that it runs off.
I think they need to put in some drainage. They need a couple of dry wells where the water can run down off the field, and that'll be the end of it.
Drainage. That costs money. What do you? There's no drainage.
Yeah, well, as everybody knows, the budget process around here is nice and easy, so that should be fine. Throw in some money for that.
They don't have money in the school budget? I don't get it.
I don't know. And to round off the school news, the West Hempstead Secondary School, PTSA, is hosting a senior prom fashion show. It'll take place March 26th at 7 p.m. in the school auditorium, and they'll have refreshments and raffles, and it should be a lot of fun.
Yep.
So, Norm, we've got a lot of stuff going on in Boy Scout and news. Why don't you fill us in?
So Isaac Samuelson was moved up to Eagle Scout. Now, only about 3 or 4% of the Scouts make it that far. So it's a big deal.
So just take us back. He's part of
Troop 613 in West Hempstead.
Okay.
This event was held in his own hometown, which is in Hewlett, and it's attended by Boy Scouts, Eagle Scouts from all over New England, as far away as Boston, Rochester. They all come to honor this kid who's made it this far. Okay. And really what's involved is they have this court of honor in which all these people assemble, including all kinds of officials from the Scouts. They do the oath of the trustworthy, loyal, helpful, brave, respectful. They do all of those
Cool.
Ceremonies, and then they bring this kid up, they pin medals on him, the parents are then brought up and they pin medals on the parents, and then the grandparents are brought up and they give them pins. It's really sweet and beautiful, very respectful, and the kid has these merit badges that you could earn. Now you would guess that the typical merit badge would be the cooking, the climbing, the cycling, the fish, all the outdoor stuff.
Right.
But there's so much more to it. They have engineering, drafting, electricity, electronics, fire safety, landscaping. They get into it on such a high level that a kid like this who needs like 21 of these badges has over 40 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really like a full-time job to get to Eagle Scout.
I have a hard time tying a slip knot.
That's the least of it.
And Isaac also was, he had made the news about a year ago, right? Because he was on that plane, I think it was coming from New Mexico.
It was coming from a Boy Scout event.
Right.
There were 8 of the Boy Scouts from this troop.
Right.
So this guy has a heart attack on the plane, and they make an announcement, any medical personnel.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the mother of one of these kids is a nurse. She runs up. She calls back to the kids to come. They form a line of 8 kids who are doing CPR 3 minutes at a time to keep this guy alive.
Yeah, it was a crazy story.
It's crazy.
And also, I remember getting like the EpiPen stuff
So then they form this prayer group around him during this 45 minutes of flying to get to an emergency landing, and they keep this guy alive, and his heart starts beating when they land.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Story. Wow.
So they give this kid a pin, which is a life-saving pin, which is really hard to get.
Yeah.
You have to really literally save a life in order to get it.
Wow. So
really cool.
Hats off to Isaac Samuelson
and his
family and the Troop 613.
Yep.
And other scouting news, Troop 240 in West Hempstead. So they had their annual pasta dinner.
Right.
And I heard it was like really well attended. And there was a whole bunch of local sponsors from West Hempstead, which was great to see. Organizations like the Venus Restaurant, Lost Fork on Hempstead Turnpike, and Lost for Toys, which is on Hempstead Avenue. So the event showcased the community's pride and support for the local scouts. So it's really great to see that West Hempstead, has such a vibrant
scouting community.
Scouting community. Who knew?
Really cool. Very cool.
So I think now we'll take a quick commercial break.
Tiffany Dry Cleaner is ready to handle all your cleaning, laundering, and dry cleaning needs. We offer free pickup and delivery Sunday to Friday in all communities. Give us a shot.
All right, so this is really, this is a great story. The librarian, Jean King, she's going to be retiring in April. And, she's been, at the library for a real long time. And, we certainly wish her really, just all the success in the world. But for the last, I think, like 10 years or so, she's been collaborating with Leslie McAvoy from the Historical Society to digitize nearly 500 archive community photos for a website called NewYorkHeritage.org. And
these ladies are preserving history for West Hempstead.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Just 2 women putting this together and nailing it down for generations to come.
It's unbelievable. And I know, Dan, you're a historian.
Well, not only am I a historian, but a former professional archivist, and I can tell you that projects like this are unbelievably important. They're usually incredibly expensive. I used to have people come to me all the time and say, well, why don't you just digitize everything? I'm like, do you have any idea how much it costs and how much time it'll take? So to have, members of our own community, people in the library going through this means that not just us, but anybody around the world who wants to see, historical photos of Nassau County, West Hempstead, it's a fantastic effort.
Yeah, and, I went to the site, and, to your point, it's not only taking the picture, it's the captioning and when the picture took place and then adding it to the archive. And really, you can see 100 years of West Hempstead history in a snap.
That's very cool.
And it's just a great resource. So, thank you for the entire community, to Jean King and also Leslie for putting this all together.
Right, and you can find a lot of these photos on nyheritage.org site.
Yeah. And, last week we talked about some of the digital operations in the library, which to me is really what the future is all about. I mean, again, you always hear me rail about DVDs and all that other stuff. But the West Hempstead Library offers Momatrix Test Prep. It's a It's a free digital study guide that takes you through flashcards, practice questions, standardized tests, including the GREs and ATIs, all these other stuff.
Yeah, it's like having a tutor in your, to help you out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just great. There's always something going on, and the fact that they're leaning into the digital space, I think it's just wonderful.
Yeah, the people at the library are really helpful, so don't feel bad about reaching out to them. They're more than happy to help.
Yeah, and they have this CPR class taking place Sunday, March 30th, and it's $55. For the certification, I think it's $20 just to go into the course, and it's really good if people want to sign up.
I've taken these courses before, and if you, like these kids on the airplane, you want to save a life, learn how to do this. It doesn't take long. I don't know how long this course is, maybe an hour or two. It's worth the investment of time.
Yeah. So local businesses, I'd love to see new stores opening up. I especially love to see new stores opening up on Hempstead Avenue because it's really, really hard. So across the street from Anshe Shalom Synagogue, a new grooming store opened up called Court's Groovy Grooming, and it was a lot of fun. So I went in there to introduce myself, and I met Courtney, who's the owner.
You went in for a haircut?
No, not a haircut. Although maybe, I don't think it's cheaper than anyway. Let's not go down that road. But it was even the first day. They had dogs there that were really, well groomed. Everything was incredible. They offer a 10% discount on your first visit. We wish them a lot of great success. And when you walk in the store, you see all this fresh paint and great lighting and a really great environment for your dogs. And I think they also cover cat nail clipping or something like that. And before that, it was a messenger service. Yep. And before that, it was a bar. This area has really been beat up over time. So it's.
Well, I hope they'll be successful. I hope the people in the neighborhood will go there and service their animals there, because this is a family that put a lot of money into this place in order to make it work, and hopefully the community will be behind them.
Yeah, and as usual, I mean, again, we don't like seeing the empty storefronts on Hempstead Avenue. It's really good to see somebody move in, open a business, and again, we wish them a lot of luck with it. Yeah,
and for those of you who are afraid of dogs, tough luck. And we know one very well, but we're not going to mention it by name.
Stay away from this place.
So I was driving by Hempstead Turnpike, and I saw the lights on Popeyes. I was like, oh my God, the lights are on Popeyes. People have been wondering what's been going on for like 2 years. And I think nothing. The lights were on.
Maybe they're getting ready. Who knows?
Yeah, there is a Reddit thread that talks about delays due to ongoing installations and necessary approvals. I don't know if it takes all this time. If you're a huge Popeye fan, I think there are Popeyes within a couple of miles, but maybe there's progress. I don't know.
It's still one of our most remembered posts. Everybody keeps going like, "Wait, what's going on? What's going on?" Like, I don't know. You can tell us what's going on.
Popeyes.
Yeah, the old West Hempstead Pharmacy is the lights were on there, and I think they're fixing that up for another pharmacy.
Oh yeah, I was wondering. I mean, next to the bagel store.
Next to the bagel store.
Oh, because I saw that
another
sign.
Pharmacy's coming. Well, we're going to get the download from West Hempstead Pharmacy.
I hope so, because there's another pharmacy by Solly's.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did. They don't look like real pharmacies.
They do specialized prescriptions, I believe.
I don't know what that means. But,
I don't either.
I think they do dog stuff. I don't know. We're all going to the dogs. So today, I believe, is St. Joseph's Day, and you could stop by Restores, and they got these Zeppeli di San Giuseppe. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Probably not.
They just look incredible, and they are incredible, and they just add to my weight. But custard, cannoli filled. I don't know, Dan. Every time you go there, it's just another holiday.
I know. Listen, first of all, we're a little delayed, but happy St. Patrick's Day. I will tell you that the original recording that we did for St. Patrick's Day was going to include all the stuff they had to sell. And by the time we got the video together, Jack, they're sold out. Like people came in, they got the soda bread, they got all the other stuff.
Sunday was a busy day.
So just fantastic. Hope everybody had a great St. Patrick's Day, and now for St. Joseph's Day, come in and grab your Zeppeli pastries and whatever. It's fine.
Well,
it's a holiday. Eat something.
I had a big day on Pie Day.
Yeah, Pie Day was huge. So you know what? They cover all the holidays. You have Pie Day,
Amazing.
you have Purim, you have
St. Joseph's Day.
St. Joseph's. You have Easter coming up, and wow! So get all your good stuff at Restores. So I think that's going to do it, Norm, for this week in West Hempstead. And I want to thank everyone, and thank you, gardeners, for keeping the noise down while we did our show.
Have a great day.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Please be sure to visit our sponsors, Spiegel Law PC, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, I&D Glot Market, and Reester's Bakery. To find out more or to reach out to us, come visit us on social media at Facebook and Instagram, or visit our website at westhempsteadecho.com.